Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I channeled a message for you, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But when you hit that thumbs up or you leave me a comment, especially when you leave me a comment, because I actually write your name down in my book of names so that I can focus on your energy, I can get messages that resonate more specifically for you because our energy is connected. So take a moment and go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And also, it's a way to thank me for my time. It's a second of your time for, the about hour or two that goes into putting each of these videos together, depending on what's going on with the video that day. And so I really appreciate you showing me the appreciation. So let's talk about your channeled message. So when I was focusing in, the first thing I saw was this beautiful spray of frangipanges, and frangipanges or plumeria, depending on where you've learned the name. It's the flowers that they use in Hawaii to make the leis, but this was actually on a tree limb. It was so beautiful. And then as I stepped back from that, I got a wider view, and I was in Hawaii. I was on the island of Maui. There was this mountain stream tumbling over the rocks, and it was lush. It was beautiful. So of course, I looked up what the spiritual meaning of the frangipani is, and it is associated with immortality of a spiritual devotion, a lasting bond. And so part of that could be that you are actually in a relationship with someone that has happened in many lifetimes. And so it also represents a renewal of that and new life and springtime. And so renewal, new life, springtime doesn't necessarily have to do with a love relationship. It could totally have to do with any aspect of your life that is going on, because now we're in the Taurus season, right? And so that is your second house, especially if you're in Aries rising. It is your second house of value. So what do you value? Self-worth, self-esteem, material goods, obviously. So where are you planting your seeds of intention? If you haven't taken the time to sit down and think about where you want to plant your seeds of intention, don't let the fact that the new moon happened a few days ago stop you. Go ahead and do it. Metatron says that there's never a wrong time to start something new. There's never a wrong time to start making the intention up. Yes, I like to work with the cycles of the moon. Yes, I think it's important because it helps the energy to flow. But right now, the ground is so fertile. Don't let this opportunity pass you by to spend a little time in gratitude and figuring out what you want. And also, it was a star, right? The frangipani is a 5-pointed star flower. And so that's hope. That's a connection to your higher self. There's so much about it. So do yourself a favor, look up the meaning of what a frangipani is, see what resonates for you. There were a lot of options to pick from. The one thing that I picked up, though, when I was looking at the water tumbling down, I remembered that last week the channel message was that you guys had a fire, right, that burned over and that was going to be green. And so it was like the healing waters, the blessing, the healing of emotions is helping to create the springtime after the fire to bring in that new energy. And so this week, astrologically, is so much better than last week, and so I think that it's kind of reflected in what I saw for you. So let's go ahead and get into what is going on for this week. We're going to start with that moon moving into Cancer. It gets there at 1:28 p.m. on Monday. So we're coming out of that Gemini into Cancer. This is an energy of self-love, nurturing. It's about what nourishes you, what helps you to love yourself, to this flow of blessings. I really want you to look at this, that flow of blessings coming down from spirit to you. It was kind of like that waterfall tumbling over the rocks, healing them, wearing off the rough spots, right? Wearing it down. They were just beautiful boulders. Another thing that is happening on Monday is that we have Mercury moving into Taurus. And so communication will start to slow down, and it'll ground, and it'll be also about what is of value to you again. And so everybody is going to be communicating more from the sense of, what do I find important? What is value? What builds my esteem? What is important? And so spending some time to check in with yourself. But how do you talk to yourself? I have a friend that I was talking to the other day, and several times during that conversation, he did his usual self-deprecating speak that he does, and I said, don't talk about my friend that way. And so this week in particular, really think about not talking about yourself in a way that puts you down, right? Don't talk about my friend in that way. And so the energy for the guidance for this energy is to dive to new depths. There is a deeper meaning to what is happening. You might be looking at this from the surface and missing what is really going on. Take a moment to pause and breathe and allow yourself to dive deeper into what you're feeling about your current situation. So allow yourself to really get in there and evaluate what is important to you and how do you feel about things. Because on Tuesday, when that moon is in a square with Chiron in Aries, the sign, your sign, right? That is really going to be energy that invites you to really touch base with those parts of you that need the healing. And so diving deep and allowing yourself to figure out what needs to be healed, what needs to be loved, where do you need to nourish your life to bring in the joy, to bring in the happiness, to bring in the healing. On Wednesday, it's about discerning where the path is, right? Where's the next steps? And the moon is going to move into Leo that day. It gets there in the evening, though. So it's mostly still Cancer energy. But when that Leo moves in and you've got this light shining and also going into the next day, there's the assessing of where you're going. There's this need with Leo to allow the light to shine on how you feel about the structures of what's going on, because we're in Taurus, right? The structures, the building of things, the boundaries versus your desire for freedom, and how all this is going to affect you. And what do you believe you deserve? What do you believe you deserve, right? What is important to you? So there is a real discernment process that goes through this. There will be time on, so that's what, Thursday and Friday is pretty much where that energy is going to be in Leo. And then just Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday, so Wednesday night through pretty much Friday overnight, the energy of, that sense of competitiveness, but it feels like competitiveness with yourself. And where do you think you are, and where do you think things are going, and what are you trying to create for yourself? Thursday's also got really great energy for creating a breakthrough in communication, because Mercury is going to come into conjunction with Uranus. And so a real breakthrough in how you communicate your values to yourself, but I think also out into the world at large. And so the energy is playfulness. So taking care of yourself this week. This spirit, this energy is lighter and brighter than it's been in a long time. And so allowing yourself to get out there and do stuff. I know here in Michigan, some of the restrictions have been lifted. We've had some severe restrictions, and so now people are able to get out and garden, and how perfect is that? So that is a way just to get out there and get grounded and get your hands in the dirt and plant some flowers and build something, have some fun, go for a walk, and at least notice what's coming up, what's being brought into the world during the springtime energy that's happening this week. So at 1:35 a.m., these are all Eastern Daylight Times, the moon's going to move into the earthy sign of Virgo. And Virgo is very much about creating order out of chaos, right? It is this opportunity to create some order out of chaos. This energy of this day in general and the cycle is represented by the fears, but if you look, she's gathering them. This looks like gathering order out of chaos. And if you notice, here she is, nurturing and caring for herself and creating a healthy boundary. Creating stability, creating that order out of chaos. On Sunday, Gemini, Virgo is in Gemini, and it's going to square off with Pluto. Excuse me, with Neptune over there in Pisces. And so, communication might be a little foggy. So that would be a really good day to maybe pull into yourself and just kind of think about what is important to you. This is a week to take care of you, to assess where your value systems are, to figure out where you're going, throw some play into your week. Okay, yeah, so you have the turtle spirit, and the turtle spirit says be joyful and trusting. That's Archangel Jules. And then you also have the dog spirit, be disciplined in your home and community, and that's Archangel Zariel. But it's about being disciplined in your home and community. That is creating that structure. That is creating order out of chaos. That's very much Virgo energy, right? And at the same time, enjoying yourself and finding the happiness in it. And so I just figured, since we were in the sun sign of Taurus, which is all about being abundant, and if you know, I am prosperous. I am prosperity would even be better. I am prosperity is a really great mantra for everyone to use at this time. I am prosperity. The words that you speak, the choices you make, the attitudes that you adopt, that's what manifests. That's what creates your reality. And so choosing ones that are upbeat and positive and moving you forward. So these are, I don't even remember what they're called. They're kind of fun though. Oh, the notes from the universe, and they're on abundance. So this one, it is a winter scene, and it says, Psst, it's me again, the universe. You deserve much. You deserve more, much more. Try this. Stop trying to predict and therefore limit where it's going to come from. Just know it's coming. Let me figure out the rest. Again, I am prosperity, right? When you say I am prosperity, you're not saying I have this and it's going to be this way and it's going to be that way. I am prosperity opens the door to opportunities, opens the door to the flow of abundance, opens the door for what the synchronicities to be brought to you. This one is a beautiful, looks like a sunrise over the desert. While it is often thought that happiness may spring from having some serious bucks, it actually works best the other way around. In other words, allowing yourself to trust in where things are going, to bring in the playfulness, to bring in the joy that raises your vibrational level, which encourages and brings in the same kind of vibrational opportunities for you. So I am prosperity. I am prosperity, right? All right, I will see you guys back here. I'm thinking of, okay, so the monthlies were out. They hardly got viewed. I will put those in the description box below. I think it's because I released them on Thursday. Be looking for stuff on Mondays and Thursdays, because I think it's definitely, while I'm stuck at home, I have time to do them. So there'll be things coming out on Thursday. We'll see what happens moving forward. But I think this week there'll be mid-monthlies coming out on Thursday. So keep an eye out for those. And I did do a pick a card for healing, and I'll put that in the description box below too, so you can find it. You guys take care, and I will see you in just a few days.